Why, hello there. Doing a little Q&A today. It is your favorite 18-year-old natural professional bodybuilder, Landon Reynolds. All right, doing a little Q&A. I have my little baggie of questions here that I have written down and folded from Q&As from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. So all of those questions are in there and I will be answering them currently in my study zone slash closet. And we're going to be doing these. This might also double as a little ASMR, depending on how good the mic is. I haven't really tested it. But first question that we have here is from Benjamin Mitchell. He asks, what is your go to pre workout? All right. So I don't necessarily have a go to pre workout, but I would say it's best to switch up your pre workout after each tub, after each bag, or whatever it comes in. Simply just because your body can get used to it. So adding new elements to the pre is always nice. I would say a good standard pre. What would be like a good entry level pre? Something that is not gonna be too crazy. I'd say bucked up is up there. Maybe try out half scoop and then full scoop and then see what happens from there. And then a nicer one, my coach just sent me. It is called Biopump. I can put it in the description below, but that one does not have caffeine. You can also buy Pump Pre. This is what I personally do normally. I will buy Pump Pre and then I will add caffeine pills if I need because I don't want to always have the caffeine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So what I'll normally do is I'll buy a nice pump pre, which I'll put the link in, like I said, and then I will add caffeine as much as I need. Caffeine pills are pretty cheap. The Bio Pump, I believe, is $50 for 30 servings, so it's not crazy expensive. I could be wrong on that though. All right, next question. I'll probably do anywhere from 5 to 10 of these. I'm not totally sure. Okay, we have a question from Seven Andon, also known as Landon. Also, huge shout out to him. He's been helping me out with a little bit of editing, figuring out how to use YouTube, everything like that. So, big shout out to him. Go follow his page. I believe it's the same everywhere: Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And Instagram is all 7ANDEN. So, shout out to him. How long have you been lifting? I have been lifting for about 5 years. I would say bodybuilding for 3 years, and then I did form work for 2 years. So, form work meaning CrossFit. So, getting cardio, getting used to lifting, getting form down, everything like that. That's what I started doing. And then I slowly progressed into the bodybuilding side of things and started doing that. So, I've been lifting since I was 13. Um, Also from Landon is PR on lifts. So I'm imagining that this means the big three lifts, which are bench press, squat, and deadlift. So bench press PR, my one rep was 325 pounds, and then my 20 rep was 225 pounds. So those are my bench press lifts, and then I also have squat, which was I believe 450 for one, and then I don't personally deadlift, at least heavy, so I've never tested out my PR. Although, if I had to guess, actually I'm not even gonna guess because I have no idea. I do know that my thrust is on a normal bar, not a Smith, is 600 pounds for one. So I do know that, and if that could be comparable to the deadlift PR. All right, next question here. What do we have? Let's see here. Another question from Landon. We have progressive overload. What is it? So, progressive overload is basically, I'll give you an example. If you start bench pressing at 100 pounds for 5 reps, then you could slowly increase the next weight up 5 pounds. So you could do, in theory, 105 pounds for 5 reps the next week. So just progressively overloading that and constantly increasing it slightly is essentially what that is. You can go more in depth in that, but that is just a basic what is it. It's better for strength training, I will say. I believe you can also utilize it in bodybuilding, but they use that term more often in strength training. So here we have a question from Aiden underscore 507. I'm 5'6", 145 pounds. I've been to 160 before. Where should I bulk to this time? I would say, personally, focus less on the weight that you're bulking to and more on the quality of weight that you're putting on. So you could be 160 pounds, but the same muscle mass as you are at 145. So I would focus on staying relatively the same leanness that you are, a little bit more, but trying to just slowly put on weight. That's what I'm currently doing. I'm doing a lean bulk, as they would call it. Also rebounding from my show, which was, I believe, almost 3 weeks ago. So I would just say focus on how you look rather than the actual weight that you're putting on. Or you could also go to any, what is that place called? Any NutriShop, and then you could also get tested for how much muscle mass and body fat you have, and then slowly try and increase both of those, trying to decrease body fat, but it's going to be hard to increase muscle mass while also decreasing body fat. It's just hard to do. Also, sorry for my hair is all crazy. I'm about to go to bed and I'm kind of tired. But anyway, the next question that I have is from Eldo05. Let's see. What is harder, cutting or bulking? So I would say they each have their own pros and cons. I'll give you that much. Cutting is hard mentally because you get less cheat meals, less food, less carbs, less energy, but you do look really nice. So there's that trade off. And then bulking, you're eating a lot of food, you're happier on the food aspect, but you don't look as good. So there's also that aspect. You can also move more weight or lift more weight whenever you're bulking. You have to be more cautious whenever you're cutting because your tendons and your ligaments are weaker. So I would say bulking's better, but some people prefer to be cut year round. Some people prefer the cutting. I would say bulking is easier, cutting is harder. Personally, some people have different takes on that. Next up, we have a question from Noah. What protein powder do you use? My goat. I use Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey. Chocolate or vanilla. I got a s'mores flavor that was a limited edition. Not good. I'll give you that much. Not good. But that's just a good base a good base protein powder you can buy pretty much anywhere. I use 2 scoops after my workout, and then that'll get me going. Next question. I'm kind of liking this. It's kind of fun. Also, I'm getting a camera. It is a Sony XV1F. I think that's what it's called. It's just a little nice little vlogging camera. So that should make the quality of this video, or not this video, but future videos, far better. I get that in 4 days, 3 days, somewhere around there. All right. Next question is from Gage on Snapchat. What is your current split? So my current split is essentially a PPL with an optional rest day. So I'm up my leg up here. So I'm doing chest, shoulder, and tri on one day. Not necessarily like a Monday, but just the first day. And then I do back and biceps and calves on that day. And then the third day is overall just legs and abs. And then I have the optional rest day if I think I need it. then I can use that. Then if I don't think I need it, then I go right back into the chest day or back day or whatever it is. I generally go based on how sore I am because that's more important. But there you go. Next question is also, I'm probably going to be doing another one of these if I get more question or more. Hold on, my brain is blanking currently. If I get more questions in the comments down below, go like and subscribe. Oh yeah. I would just say with that, you can ask me any questions or DM me, and then I can add them into a part 2 of the Q&A. I have more questions to come. Don't worry about it. If not, let's see. From Gage, tips for cutting. So I would say that there are different stages to cutting. I'll put it into 3 brackets, I suppose. So beginner level of cutting, just focusing on losing a little bit of fat, you know. I would say stop any stop any soda and switch it out for diet soda if you're big into sodas. And then just basic stuff like that. Also switching out normal sauces for sugar-free sauces or high-calorie sauces like mayo and stuff like that. I would stop eating those. Try to lower high amounts of sodium. Still intaking sodium, just not having a crazy amount of sodium. And then in the middle tier of cutting, I would say getting more focused, tracking macros. There isn't really any tip or hack that I have for you. It's more just having fun with it. If you can't deal with it, then try and make it a little bit easier. And then if you can deal with it, make it a little bit harder. Try and find that balance. And then on that third level, which is professional bodybuilding, you just have to kind of man up or woman up and just kind of deal with it, I guess. Whenever you're prepping for a show, there's not much that you can do. It's just kind of waiting for that cheat meal, and then the rest of the week is kind of down, and then that cheat meal brings you up, and it's kind of down. But it's all worth it. Whenever you go to a show, get your pro card, or go to a show, and even if you get dead last, you're still at the show. You're still doing what you do at the show, and it's just an overall fun experience to do. So I kind of got a little bit off track there. Sorry. From Namath, he says, "Oh boy, it's a long one. Do you have to hit your protein and calories perfect every day, or can you take breaks?" So I don't have to do any of this. I just love to do it. Um, I just love the feeling of having a plan and being on track. Although, if you are struggling with staying on track or taking breaks, I recommend taking either clean cheat meals, not cheat days, or dirty cheat meals or cheat day or not cheat days. But doing just meals, just subbing out one meal once, maybe twice a week, for kind of whatever you want to eat if you're doing the dirty. And then if you're doing the clean, kind of keep it to steak, plain potatoes, something pretty yummy. You could also do chicken and rice from your favorite restaurant. You could do sushi from your favorite restaurant. All that kind of stuff. Just don't overuse it, I suppose. Anything like that. But no, I don't have to hit my protein and calories perfect. I just do it because I love doing it. That's pretty much it. And then I believe that is the last question. Oh no, there are 2 more hidden away back here. I believe 3 more. 3 more. Ooh, you guys have a little extra treat. Here we go. I'm also getting DMs as this is going on. I can see my notifications pop up. All right, could not get it open. This is from Gage. How to improve your bench press. So Gage, let me ask you a quick question. Why bench press? Why not squat? What's going on there? Yeah, I know. I know that you've been skipping leg day. All right. I know that you've been skipping your cardio too. All right. Gage. Improving bench press. I'm imagining that you are on the. Sorry, I'm imagining that you are. How do I phrase this? Wanting to improve your strength on bench press, not necessarily your form. The biggest thing is that I would say improve your form, and then once you improve your form, do so I'm not a power lifter, but from what I know and what I've done is anywhere from 6 to 3 reps, 3 to 5 sets at kind of your maximum output. You don't generally want to hit a 1 rep max very often. You can for ego, just for fun. I wouldn't do it that often. I used to, but it's just not worth it. All right. I believe this is the last question. Let me make sure it is. All right. And then Gage also has asked, what is my current diet? So, my current diet, I believe, is, hold on, going back in my memories. I'm on a 4 meal plan, including, or not including the 4 meal plan. Hold on, I'm gonna rephrase this. I'm not gonna edit this out, but just bear with me here. It's kind of complicated. Not really. I'm on a 4 meal plan, and then also I get a before workout, intra workout, which means during workout, and post workout meal. So I'll go over all of those real quick to finish up this fun little video. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. The most important is commenting. Please comment. I want that interaction with you. I want to know what's up. I want to know your questions that you have for me. Anything like that. All right. So current diet. We got meal one is 1 large banana with 1 cup of oats, 2 slices of sourdough bread that I make into an almost French toasty thing. I dip the bread in eggs and then I pan fry it and then I toast both of those. And then I also have 3 eggs and 1 cup of egg whites that I put the bread in. And then after I cook the bread, I put the egg on the egg bread, and it's a nice little sandwich that I have. And then I also have 8 ounces of orange juice, and that is my first meal, my biggest meal. I am currently dieting down a little bit and maintaining my level of diet because I'm going to Japan in 1 week, I believe, actually. Yeah, I'm going to Japan in 1 week. So, going to Japan in 1 week, I'm kind of trying to keep that low. So, that's my biggest meal, highest sugar, highest carbs, because you are fasted from the morning and your glycogen levels need to be restored. So, that is why I have sugars in the morning after my morning cardio of 30 minutes. And then meal 2, 3, and 4 are all the same, just 8 ounces of chicken and 2 cups of greens. Although I can sub out in my fourth meal the 2 cups of greens for a large salad with balsamic vinaigrette. And then those are my base meals. And then my pre workout meal, my intra workout meal, and my post workout meal are the following. Pre workout is 2 Rice Krispie treats. Intra workout is a 20-ounce normal Gatorade with EAAs or essential amino acids in them. I do either 5 or 10 grams depending on the day. So I do that and then sipping on that throughout to keep your glycogen going, and then in your sugar storages. And then my post workout is 2 scoops of the Optimum Nutrition whey protein and 1 scoop of Vita Regro, which is expensive. You don't have to do that. I would recommend doing something with a. You can look up the GI index on foods. Something with a higher carb and a higher GI. So something like rice, I believe, is around a 75. Also, I believe oats are pretty fast, so you could sub those out. So I would just focus on doing carbs and proteins after the workout with some supplementation. And then I believe that is my full workout. I also do 15 minutes to 20 minutes in the sauna every day. And then that is about it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. A nice little 20-minute video.